deal with tricky vowel sounds. Do these sound familiar? Special, spatial. Ooh, at the beginning of the first word, special, we have a short E, special. And at the beginning of the second word, we have an A sound, spatial. Let's put both of these words together in a challenge sentence. The house was special because it was so spatial. I'm going to be saying these challenge sentences 2 times. The first time I want you to listen like you just did, and the second time I challenge you to say it out loud with me. Take this lesson as a pronunciation speaking lesson. Use those pronunciation muscles and say it out loud with me. Are you ready? The house was special because it was so spatial. Let's go to the second tricky pair that involve difficult vowels. Brick, break, brick. The first one has a short I, brick, brick. And the second one has a long A, break, break. Let's put these together in a challenge sentence. He was so strong, he could break a brick with his hand. All right, try to say it with me. He was so strong that he could break a brick with his hand. Great work. The final pair of tricky words that include vowels are these two, sour and sore. They look really similar, but they're not pronounced the same. The first one is sour. Sour. It almost sounds like there's a W in the middle of this word. Sour. Sour. When you eat a lemon, it's sour. And that second word, sore. Sore. It's just one syllable. Sore. Sore. I worked out so much that my muscles were sore. So let's put them together in a challenge sentence. That fruit was so sour, it made my face sore. Can you say it with me? That fruit was so sour that it made my face sore. Let's go on to the next section where there are 3 pairs of tricky words that include difficult final sounds. These words are tricky because sometimes you focus on pronouncing the beginning or middle of a word correctly, and then you kind of just lose the last part, especially depending on what your native language is. I know this is a concept that's extremely difficult for Vietnamese speakers, but it happens with other English learners as well. So let's make sure that the final sounds of each of these words is clearly pronounced. The first pair is jam, jump. Jam, jump. Here we have a light P at the end of jump. Jump. Don't forget that sound. Let's put these words together in a challenge sentence. Don't jump on the jam. Don't jump on the jam. Can you say this with me? Don't forget that little puff of air at the end of the word jump. Don't jump on the jam. Don't jump on the jam. You're gonna slip and get hurt. The next tricky pair are package and packed. Package and packed. Let's break down both of these words because they have multiple syllables. The first one, package, sounds like pack. And then we have a weird vowel. That A is actually going to sound like a short I. Idge. Package. Package. And the next word is a verb, packed. That ed ending sounds like a T. Packed. 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 Let's put them together in a challenge sentence. I packed the package that I sent to my friend. Can you say it with me? Try to say it out loud. I packed the package that I sent to my friend. Great work. The next pair is somewhat similar, but it's a little bit different. It is jacket and jagged. So here we have the difference between jacket with a T sound and jagged with a D sound. Now, depending on your native language, there are a lot of English learners who have trouble differentiating between a T and a D, especially at the end of words. So let's go over these words individually, and then we'll put them together in a sentence. Jacket, jacket, jacket. And the second word is jagged, jagged. There's no puff of air. When you say a T, there's a little puff of air. I'm wearing a jacket. There's a puff of air. But when you say jagged, there's no puff of air. Jagged. Let's put them together. The zipper on that jacket is jagged. Can you say it with me? The zipper on that jacket is jagged. The zipper on that jacket is jagged. This sentence is also tricky because a lot of English learners have problems with a Z and a J sound. Understandably, these are very difficult sounds. So make sure that when you're pronouncing this challenge sentence, you also have a little thought for the Z and the J sound. The zipper on that jacket is jagged. Great work. Let's go to the next category. The next category of difficult pairs are words that include an extra syllable. And if you forget that extra syllable, it might be a new word. So let's start with the first pair. Generally, genuinely. Let's start with the first one. Generally. 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 This one also deals with the tricky R and L sounds pretty close together in that word. Generally. And then our second word, genuinely. There is an N in the middle of this word. Don't forget it. Genuinely. Genuinely. Let's put them together in a sentence. Generally, I genuinely enjoy meeting new people. Can you say this with me? Let's say it a little bit slow and then we'll speed it up the second time. Generally, I genuinely enjoy meeting new people. Can you speed it up with me? Let's give it a try. Generally, I genuinely enjoy meeting new people. Great work. The next two are a little bit tricky. Anonymous and unanimous. These sound very similar, but they are not the same. Anonymous means that you don't know who it is. It is anonymous. But unanimous means that everyone agrees. The entire class unanimously agreed that they did not want to take the exam. All right, so let's talk about the pronunciation. Anonymous. Anonymous. And unanimous. So here we're talking about the first sound of that second word that's different. Unanimous. Unanimous. Let's put them together. The anonymous writer received unanimous approval from the critics. Can you say it with me? The anonymous writer received unanimous approval from the critics. The next pair is caring versus carrying. Here you can hear that extra syllable. Caring, caring, and carry. Make sure you say that full root word. Carrying. We're just going to tack on ing at the end. Caring, carrying. Let's put it together in a challenge sentence. She was caring for the older woman by carrying her heavy bag. Can you say this with me? Don't forget to say that full word carry plus ing at the end. She was caring for the older woman by carrying her heavy bag. Next we have agreement and argument. The first two consonants are switched in these words, so don't mess them up. First we have agreement, agreement, and next we have argument, argument. So with the first word, make sure that you have the G first, agreement, and for the second word, make sure that your first sound is R, argument. Let's put them together in a sentence. We had an argument, but finally we reached an agreement. We had an argument, but finally we reached an